mom without a crystal ball. It's Friday. Yay, yay. Okay, that's just me being goofy. Anyways, there's some stuff that just happened with Jon Gosselin and Kate, and I'm like sitting here going, did that really just happen? Did I just watch this? Did I just witness this? I'm still convinced, you guys, that we need to put them on an island where they can learn to communicate so they do not have to keep talking through the press, because again, I will say this repeatedly, this does not help the children. But Jon Gosselin was accused by his son of doing some things to him that are not dad-like. You shouldn't do this to your kids. And Jon was not going to say anything, didn't address it when Colin put this post up on Instagram where he said his dad kicked and punched him and that his dad was a liar. And then Kate comes out on People and is all like, my ex-husband is the worst man in the whole world. He's evil. I want my kids away from him. Okay, Kate. And then Jon gets Hannah to come speak out. Now, this is the part where I just think is so bizarre. When your other daughter, your 16-year-old, has to come out and defend your dad, and you are going to put your daughter out into the media to make a statement, which these kids never make statements, mind you, ever. I've never had statements I've seen from the kids outside of like Maddie and Kara. The kids just don't get interviewed very much, but he's taking Hannah to prove that he didn't do these things, which is so wild to me. No child should be forced into this position at all. Now, I understand the allegations are huge and it might be a unique situation, but basically Hannah is saying that what Kate said happened is not true, that Jon doesn't do these things, he doesn't hurt them, and that he's a great father. She said, my dad has been very loving and supportive dad throughout everything. She said, Colin is facing many difficult issues and my dad is doing everything in his power to help him. My dad loves us and has never been abusive to us in any way. She also said that she witnessed it and it's not like what they said it was. Like, it didn't happen the way that they described at all. And then Jon followed up by saying, that he has never done these things. It's not true. He would never hurt Colin. He did say that he had to restrain him. So he basically says Colin gets out of control, he starts throwing things, and in order to calm down the situation and diffuse everything, he makes the decision to actually restrain him, which he says he's only done one time. Now, hold on to that one time, because he says one time to the Daily Mail, and then in an interview with Entertainment Tonight, he says he's done it a couple times. Now, that's a small inconsistency, and it could just be that he's not really thinking. But to say it's like my only time and then 3 times is different. Anyways, he says that he didn't punch or kick him. He restrained him, and that made him not happy. He said it was one of the more heart-wrenching things that he's ever had to do. So basically, Hannah is forced, and she had to give a statement to the authorities, and then the police closed the case, and then Jon even provided proof to the Daily Mail and to Entertainment Tonight that the case was closed and it was unfounded. So he basically filed a false report with the police, and apparently he feels really bad about that. Now, I can totally understand that. And obviously, if a child has mental health troubles along with feeling very out of control and their behavior is becoming dangerous not only to themselves but to other people, you might have to restrain them, and that's not going to make somebody who's escalated happy. But I just feel bad that, he's making Hannah come out and speak. I hate this part of it. But anyways, he said, it's very difficult for me. I'm having to learn how to handle Colin. I have my own demons as well, but I've never punched him or kicked him or anything like that. None of this is Colin's fault. He's 16. He's got a lot of issues to work through, and we're here to help him. I wonder what he means by I have a lot of demons. Do you think it's his temper? Do you think, I don't know, his narcissism? I'm just kidding. Okay, but then he didn't stop there. So then he flies over to Entertainment Tonight to get his next exclusive. And this is the part that irritates me. Like, I feel like these are huge allegations, but then jumping from place to place for exclusives, which means they're being paid, it just feels like it matters more to get paid for something by going to the media than to take the time, the energy, the steps to actually give her a phone call. Like, he says that they don't talk and they have no communication. And even people like experts have like said, I remember when he was on Dr. Oz and he was just like, you have no relationship. I mean, you have to find a balance. Your kids are the priority. Like, put all this other stuff aside. And I remember Jon just being like, no, it's impossible. And like, even if it's impossible, like, come on, to have no contact, it just seems so wild to me. I think it's just two people with huge egos that don't want to deal with each other. So anyways, and they both want to be right about everything. But then he goes on to ET and he like basically threatens Kate, which I was like, what are you doing, Jon? So he goes on to Entertainment Tonight and he's like talking about how Kate is the one that decided to make all of this public. Kate's the one that made all of these statements, and Kate's the one that's bringing this to the media, and so he has to respond. And he tells her, like, I have evidence that you have hurt our son. It was almost like, don't make me. It was the most bizarre message. It was like, you better keep going or I'll get this stuff coming out. Kate, the message for you is to stop. And unless you don't want to have any ounce of any relationship with your children in the future, you're ruining that. Okay. And then he says if she keeps going, he has evidence that she's done these things to Colin and he'll release it. They told In Touch, the recent allegations were deemed unfounded by the police department and CYS within 24 hours. Kate's malicious statements are libelous and her false accusations of abuse continue. Legal action will be taken. So if she continues, they're going to sue her for defamation and libel. I just can't, you guys. My head hurts. I understand it's a serious allegation, but like, what happened in your life where you used to love each other? How did it get to a place where you guys cannot even communicate and all you do know is to like sling mud at each other? Like, a lot of you guys in comments are like, Jon is the lesser of two evils. And I kind of feel the same way. Like, I do think he does his best and I do think he's trying, but I also don't like this idea of like having your daughter go out on talking to the tabloids and now you're going to Entertainment Tonight and like you're making a private family matter, you know, something that is tabloid entertainment. And obviously I'm talking about it on this channel, but my reasoning here is that I wish the two of them would find a way to stop doing this. It's just been 11 years of this. And you have to wonder, like, what kind of toll this is going to take on the kids. Like, what kind of toll will this manifest into? What's going to happen? Are they going to have breakdowns? Are they going to act out? Is it going to cause permanent estrangement between the families? There's 6 kids here that were in the same womb at the same time, and that up until they were like 11 or 12 were always together. And now they're completely split apart and they don't have relationships. It's a fractured group, and that makes me so sad for them. It shouldn't have come to this. It makes me sad that there's 6 kids that want nothing to do with their dad and 2 that want nothing to do with their mom. It just makes my heart hurt. There's siblings here that are completely fractured, not because of them, but because their parents cannot find a way to maturely work through things and co-parent. It makes me sad. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it a million times. So he says it's unfounded. CYS closes the case. So good. Phew. I'm glad that's the case. Now, whether or not Kate will respond, I have no idea. As of today, I hadn't seen anything new other than her, a few days ago, she was screaming at Jon. So Kate hasn't responded to any of this. So Kate, don't respond. Let's be done with this, okay? Colin's fine. You haven't seen him in 5 years. You have a journal that says that you're a, turkey tootie butt. And Jon, just like stop talking about your kids and go back to your private life. And don't ever make Hannah come out and defend you again. Okay, tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.